If your children like video games, chances are they love a new game that's called Fortnite Battle Royale.
Let's now talk Fortnite, shall we? It's the newest video game craze.
If your children love video games, chances are they're playing one called Fortnite.
Called Fortnite.
It's a game called Fortnite. It's free.
This is Fortnite Season 2. Before we get into this video, I just want to let you guys know that this will be a new series on the channel where I plan to upload a new season's retrospective video every single week, so please be sure to leave any feedback in the comment section down below, and let's get into this. To understand Season 2, you have to remember where Fortnite was in late 2017. Battle Royale mode had just launched in September, and while exploded in popularity, the game was bare bones. There was no battle pass in Season 1, no flashy skins except for a couple in the store, and, well, the map, it was wide open and almost empty compared to what we have nowadays. I mean, Season 1 was basically as plain as you can get. It's Fortnite in its rawest form. Nobody really knew anything about Battle Royales. When Season 2 launched on December 14th of 2017, Fortnite introduced something that would change the game forever, the first Battle Pass. Now, this wasn't the 100 tier XP grinding simulator that it is today, right? It was simple, just 70 tiers, and you didn't level up with XP. Instead, you unlocked tiers by completing daily challenges. Of course, it cost 950 V-Bucks, and if you finished it, you got some of what are now iconic Fortnite skins, the Blue Squire, Royal Knight, and of course, the legendary Black Knight at tier 70. With that being said, of course, the theme of Season 2's Battle Pass was Medieval Knights, or Fortnights. Furthermore, with a win, you would obtain the Snowflake Victory Umbrella, and still to this day, if you see a Black Knight in your lobby, you know, likely they're gonna destroy you. And while the Battle Pass was bare bones, that's all we knew Fortnite to be back then, right? There's nothing fancy, and that's going to be a theme for the rest of this video. Season 2 didn't have Superman flying through the air or wings to fly with. But you know what? I think there's something to be said about simplicity, and in fact, I'd argue that getting a win in Season 2 of Fortnite was more exhilarating than any moment for myself in the last several years playing Fortnite.
Behind you! Got him! Got him! Got him! Max, he's down! Behind you! No! Go! Hit him for 150!
Being simple is not a bad thing at all, and we'll actually talk about this a little bit later on in this retrospective. Season 2 gameplay, right? Where do I even start? Because it's really confusing to say the least, right? Firstly, Double Pump ran rampant and building was still in its infancy stage. Watching Season 2 gameplay, right? You go back and watch it now, all you can do is just laugh about it, right? If any of us went back to play Season 2 now with the skill we'd have, you'd probably win every single game. And well, I guess that's exactly what Fortnite OG is for, but that's a topic for a different video. We saw the introduction of the mini shields, an item that has lasted the test of time and is still in the game today. We got the damage trap, an iconic Fortnite item that was introduced in this season. We got the boogie bomb, suppressed pistol, chug jug, minigun, impulse grenade, and unfortunately, Cupid's crossbow. The loot pool was plain, it was bare bones, there's no crazy items like we have nowadays. Like I said earlier, you don't got Superman flying around the map in 2017, but trying to get your first win in Fortnite Season 2 is a feeling that genuinely I don't think can be replicated in any other video game. Season 2 also had one of the most important updates in Fortnite history, that being Update V 2.2.0, which changed the course of the Fortnite map forever, or at least the Chapter 1 map. For the first time since launch, we got 5 brand new named locations, those being Shifty Shafts, Snobby Shores, Haunted Hills, Junk Junction, and of course, Tilted Towers. You know, I could literally make an entirely separate video just talking about Tilted Towers, and in fact, I've made a video talking about the evolution of Tilted Towers. It is the most iconic location in this game's history, and the Chapter 1 map wouldn't be remembered how we all remember it without this location, and honestly, it's not even the Chapter 1 map. Tilted Towers came back in Chapter 2, it came back in Chapter 3, and plenty of other seasons after that, right? It is just that important to this game's history. The memories I, and I'm sure many of you guys have from this location are incredible, and some of the best moments in the history of this game came from Tilted Towers. People often forget this, but Season 2 introduced one of the most important features in Fortnite history, and that is limited time modes, or LTMs. Remember, back in 2017, you had one option to play when you logged onto Fortnite, right? Besides Save the World, right? And that was Battle Royale. Now, of course, that's not the case, and in fact, some people, including myself, would argue that there are way too many game modes. Season 2 gave us, firstly, 50v50, which obviously is a big team battle with 2 teams of 50. That was, a more relaxed game mode, and in my opinion, a great change of pace from, regular Battle Royale. Shortly after, we got High Explosives, which is a game mode that featured only explosive items, and to this day, High Explosives is one of my favorite modes in Fortnite history and completely changed the way people would play the game. This mode has evolved into Fly Explosives, where it drops jetpacks, and as we've seen more and more launchers now, the game mode just gets more and more fun. Unfortunately, Fortnite has seemingly just dropped limited time modes by the wayside, but again, that's for another video. After that, we got Sneaky Silencers, which is a game mode that featured silenced weapons only, which is kind of funny because there weren't that many back then. You had the suppressed pistol and the suppressed SMG. Finally, we got Sniper Shootout, which on launch, this mode actually included revolvers. You might remember that, and I remember playing that on day one. But once they fixed that, this was a mode that featured sniper weapons only. So at the time, that was the bolt and semi-auto, and then obviously the hunting rifle would get featured in there. It also did include a scoped assault rifle at one point, but of course they took that out soon after. And I feel like limited time modes, right? Stuff like the ones I just mentioned, or Floor is Lava, right? These often go forgotten about because we barely get them anymore, right? But they were once a core part of the early games of Fortnite, and Season 2 was the season that introduced them. Season 2 also gave us our first ever winter event titled Survive the Holidays. Now, look, it was incredibly simple and basically rudimentary as compared to what we have today, but again, that doesn't mean it was bad. We got new items like the snowball launcher. This would just turn the grenade launcher into now a, snowball launcher. We also got a brand new winter-themed lobby, and the nostalgia I get just from seeing this lobby is unbelievable. We got the iconic Christmas battle bus. I mean, to this day, every single winter, this comes back. That's how impactful it is and how many players actually love this thing. That Christmas music, too, is so nostalgic for me. It is absolutely special. And of course, winter-themed skins like the Merry Marauder, Ginger Gunner, Nogops, Yuletide Ranger, Red Nose Raider, Codename Elf, and Crackshot. And I'm not lying to you guys, I almost have all of these skins. I think Fortnite during Christmas time is just amazing, and yeah, I won't lie, I basically have all of them besides Codename Elf. Christmas trees would be placed in locations with chests as gifts under them. Bushes would be decorated in Christmas lights, and yes, it's nothing really crazy, right? Putting Christmas lights on bushes is not game-changing. It is incredibly welcomed, right? I'm biased because I love Fortnite during the Christmas time, but it just feels special playing Fortnite with snow outside while you're under the blanket in your room because school got canceled. Again, I'm not claiming this to be one of the best winter events in Fortnite history, but it laid the groundwork for the rest of them, right? Without this, there is no Winterfest nowadays, and you can't forget that. Season 2 was not perfect, right? No Fortnite season is truly perfect, but you can't deny that this season laid the groundworks for every Fortnite season that would follow it. And even if you didn't necessarily play this season, you can appreciate what it did for the game. Fortnite, as we know it today, is not the same game if Season 2 does not happen. I think it's very easy for players to look back on this season and compare it to what we have today, but that's just not fair. When you look at it through the lens of somebody playing Fortnite in 2017 or 2018, this season is held into really high regards, and it was back in the day. And unfortunately, I don't think Fortnite OG helped Season 2's case out, right? Because OG Season 2 was not the same game that you were playing in 2017, and so I think this season kind of gets a bad rap by the community now for being boring, being lackluster, being hard to find shield in. The map is boring, but that's because you're comparing it to 2025 Fortnite with jetpacks and Superman and werewolves running around the map and, 30 POIs on a map. I know, that's an exaggeration. But when you look at what it did for the game, right, the introduction of battle passes, limited time modes, the first mobility item, our first holiday event, right, this season is iconic and in my opinion will forever be that way as long as you look through the lens of 2017. Season 2 for me gets a final rating of a 6.5 out of 10. Alrighty guys, I really hope you went on to enjoy that retrospective on Fortnite Season 2. Of course, these early season videos will be a little bit shorter than I would like them to be, but that's because, I gotta be honest with you guys, there's not a ton going on in this season, as we talked about earlier, like there is in the game today. So as we start to get into some of the more recent seasons, these videos will be longer and longer, and that's my goal, right? I want it to be more of kind of a documentary or mini documentary style series. And remember, these videos will come out once a week. That is my goal. And please be sure to leave any feedback in this video because I want to make this series a banger on my channel and make every single video better than the last. So please be sure to leave me a comment and let me know what you thought about this video. And see you guys in the next one. As always, peace.